Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for a little extra gridiron edition of our show here. And what we're going to be talking about, myself, Steve Fryer, Dan Albano, and Carlos Arias, John Khamis behind the camera there. What we want to talk about a little bit is a look at the Southwest Division. You know, for a few years here, La Habra was winning championships in this division. You know, not so much last year. That was Tustin's year to do it. They had a big victory over El Toro. El Toro moves into the Pac-5 division. Tustin's still around. But who comes into the Southwest Division this year? The Sunset League with Edison, Los Alamitos, Newport Harbor, Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, Marina. 6 pretty good football programs right there. Kind of makes things kind of wild to me. You know, the way I look at it, I think the way a lot of people looked at it is like it's Edison and it's Tustin. But then we just saw last week Villa Park looked pretty strong and beating Foothill. Foothill's still pretty good. You know, who else might sneak into this thing? You know, El Dorado's all of a sudden, what, 3-0 in the Central League going to this week. Yorba Linda's 5-1. They're still got to be thought of in this whole thing too. But I don't know what it looks like to you guys, but I still think it's an Edison-Tustin division. Or is Villa Park in there, or is there more depth than I'm giving them credit for, Carlos?
I'm thinking Villa Park. We saw them play Edison early in the year. They were a little overwhelmed, but they hung in there. They battled tough. Now they're coming on strong. They're beating Foothill. I mean, this is a team to be reckoned with. I think we should keep an eye on Villa Park for sure. There's somebody to be looked at in there. Tustin, they lost their quarterback. Yeah. We don't know when he's going to come back, if he's going to make it back for the playoffs. That's a big factor. I know they run every time, and we see a pass maybe once every 2 millenniums, but, you know, it's still a factor. I mean, Quinn was a big-time part of that offense. He runs it perfectly. So that's a big issue we got to deal with.
Yeah, he's also a good defensive back, too. Quentin Roberson, the quarterback/defensive back, has a knee issue, and we don't know if he's going to be back for the playoffs. Maybe by the end of the regular season, we'll just see what happens with him. Dan, what do you think of this division? Is it Edison, Tustin, and then a bunch of other guys, or is it really a pretty deep and maybe a more wide-open division than some might be believing?
Well, one, I think this is a great Orange County football, where fans are just so lucky, and sports writers, that we have another division that can give us this much entertainment. You know, we already have the Pac-5 division, and this Southwest division is pretty deep. And I think Edison is a clear favorite, but, you know, this game coming up is really big against Los Alamitos. Edison's #1 in the polls right now. Los Alamitos is 3. And whoever wins this game is going to be the Southwest favorite. But I think Tustin, you know, defending champs, are very good. I think Foothill, you can't forget about Foothill. I picked Foothill last week, so congratulations to the Spartans for making me look, for proving me wrong. But I don't think Foothill goes away. I think Yorba Linda is very well coached. They're going to be a factor, and then, you know, we'll see who comes out of the Seaview League. You know, they're a pretty balanced league this year. That could be a factor as well. And then Villa Park is physical. They have the look of a Pac-5. They have Pac-5 looking players, and they weren't healthy, completely healthy against Edison. So Deuce and Anch's teams could, you know, make to the semifinals or beyond.
You know, I'm glad, Danny, you brought up the Seaview League, because that is a crazy balanced league. Aliso looks good. I saw them play. Laguna Hills is good. Dana Hills, you know, South Coast League team last year, and they get the victory. They beat Aliso last week by a couple points in a close game, as we figured it would be. Capistrano Valley's looking pretty sharp in this thing too. I mean, man, this is a pretty deep league.
Yeah, what makes the Seaview League team so exciting in this division is they are throwing the ball like crazy. I mean, they're throwing up Connor Manning numbers. Yeah. They're dangerous. So, like, say your offense has a bad game, you can't go touchdown for touchdown with them, you're done. Yeah. You know, it's like an Edison can't go touchdown for touchdown with nobody. That's why, you know, they're the top team, but their offense is not up to the task of being a championship, you know, dominant #1 seed. So that leaves them vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, you got Nathan throwing the ball like crazy over at Aliso. You got Dossie over there at Capo. Is there anybody we're forgetting here, Danny?
Those are 2 of the really good ones. I mean, obviously, we had Cole as our athlete of the week. You know, for all those yards he put up, was it 490 yards?
Yeah, against Woodbridge.
Against Woodbridge. So I think it's going to be a really good, entertaining playoffs.
You know, they almost moved the PCL into the Southwest Division, and I think you and I were both at that CF Council meetings. We all said, how could they not get in that league? And so anyway, it's just kind of a funny day. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's our look at the Southwest Division. We think it's an awful fun division. It's an all-Orange County division. And you know, we did all this discussion. We didn't mention good old La Habra in this thing too, you know?
I know the Clan, man. I mean, they got to step it up. I mean, they got some serious challengers in the Freeway League. I don't know, man.
You know, in a while, I was thinking about Buena Park in this division.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously playing Jay Sarah so tough, but you know what happened last week? They got upset by Sonora. So I mean, watch out for those Freeway League teams. You know, obviously a lot of playoff experience at La Habra. See who's the number 2 team that comes out of the Freeway League.
Yeah, and you know, Troy lost to La Habra by 1 point. And look at Troy's schedule. I threw them in the top 25 this week because looking at their schedule, man, the Warriors have played pretty well against a lot of pretty good teams out there. They didn't beat them all, but man, they gave everybody a tussle that they played, including Paramount.
The schedule there too, right?
It's all strength of schedule with me, as I had a great conversation with the guy on the way over here to Laguna Beach High School. So anyway, that's our look at the Southwest Division. I think we're done, right? We got it done? Okay, we're done. Okay, good enough. So that's what's going on here at OCVarsity.com. We have a good time talking about all sorts of topics, not only on video, but in the blogs and our top 10s and all kinds of craziness here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.